scratch. Okay, I'll start from the basic installation of Python, and then we'll go into the subject of Python slowly. Okay. Hello.
Am
I audible to you? Both of you?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, fine. So starting from installation, if you want to install Python, okay, go to this website called python.org website. Okay, and in this website you'll have the latest version inside the downloads section. You'll have the latest version out in the market. Okay, 3.7.0. Click on this, you'll get an exe file, or else if you want to download any of the prior releases, then click on all releases and then slide it down. You'll get all the list of releases, okay, out in the market so far since 2001. Since 2000, the first commercial release of Python, okay, happened in 2001. Way from then, you'll have all the versions until the recent time, okay.
Yeah.
Now you can directly just download by clicking on this icon, or if your system is running on Mac or OS X, which is Linux, okay, then this is the procedure. You'll have to click on the version's name, and then it will take you to a page called MSI page. MSI means Microsoft Installation Page, and in that you'll have Windows related version 32-bit and 64-bit. This is for both the Mac and Linux, okay, 32-bit and 64-bit, both. Okay, so just click on this, you'll get .msi file into your system, and then double click on it to start installation. Hardly takes 2-3 minutes to install, and then you have Python in your system. Okay, any questions on installation part?
No, we're good.
No,
No, clear?
No, yeah.
Right. So once you install Python, you'll have this folder created. Since I have installed 3.4, so there will be a folder created on the same name, under which you'll have sub options called ideally, okay, command line, doc server, manuals, and uninstall Python. Now, what is this ideally? Ideally means integrated development and learning environment. Okay, and you have so many third-party IDEs also, like PyCharm, Jupyter Notebooks. These are different IDEs, of course, but they source from the same Python logic. They are not different from this particular one. But the basic Python is ideally, okay, and it's actually basically an environment of Python where you can execute your programs. Okay, so any of you have prior programming knowledge, any coding experience?
No.
Okay, fine. Anyways, I think I'll put questions in between, though you know or don't know, try to guess. Okay, no problem in guessing about things. Now, I'm asking you, what is an environment? Can you please tell me what's an environment?
So, like for the development,
Sorry.
any kind of testing part to be done. So
I think you are on speaker mode, right?
What is it?
Are you on speaker? Are you listening through speakers?
No, Shrikant.
Because I see that your voice is resounding here.
Yeah, even
my place.
I was expecting so.
Yeah. You got connected 2 times. You got connected 2 times. So it is 2 Silashes talking to me now at once. So I'll do one thing. I'll dismiss one of it. Okay, you'll have to catch only one.
No, let me close one thing.
Yeah. Please do that. And I see Mr. Sainath also joined here. Who are you, Mr. Sainath? Do I know you? Sainath, are you there? And Vasantrao D. May I know who is this? Vasantrao?
Yeah, my name is Vasant here. Just now, I joined.
Sorry, are you a
Just
student
now I
or?
can't. I'm working as an Oracle DBA.
Oh, you're joining from the institute?
Pardon?
You are joining into this class from the institute or somewhere else?
Yes, from the institute.
From the institute. Okay, okay, okay.
Yes,
Because I'm at a different place, so I cannot see if you're a
yes,
student
sir.
of institute. I need to make sure, right?
Yes,
And
sir.
Saina, you're also the same person joining from institute. Hi, Saina. Okay, anyways, fine. Nice meeting you all. Let's continue this session. For the first 5 classes, as I told you again, yeah, Sainath. I understand that you're from the institute. Fine, 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 fine. Since I'm not there, I cannot see you. So I just need to make sure you're. I mean, all the guys are known ones to the institute. Okay, fine. Anyways, now for the first classes, let me reiterate it to you. For the first 5 classes, I'll be very slow. Okay, because the concepts are to be built strongly, and then we'll pick up with some pace moving forward, and then we'll do a lot of programs applying those syntaxes. For now, it will be very slow. You can ask me questions at any point in time. Don't feel shy about asking a question which might not sound clever. Okay, you need not decide it. You just can ask me. Okay, I'll explain any question, answer you anyone. Okay, right. So yes, what's an environment? Shailesh, you were saying something. Can you please repeat it again?
Yeah, I'm saying that environment is the place where we do our testing, any kind of our testing or the work we need to deliver.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, executing our projects.
Yes, so it basically conducts program execution or code execution, right? Now, I'm gonna explain this ideally with an example. Okay, can I conduct this class on a main road? Let's say you all are sitting with me in one class. Can I conduct that class in on main road?
No,
No, we cannot. Why? Because of course in India, public meetings are held on roads itself. You can do it having a screen, 4 chairs, and one projector. You can still hold a meeting, but the problem is there'll be a disturbance from all around, right? That disturbance might hinder your very meeting. So now, why did I take up a public place like road to explain something like this? Because in the system, every service, okay, will run through RAM. Every service will run through RAM. RAM is actually a public place when in systems perspective, it is a public place. This is a place where all the services are executed. Okay, now in a public place like RAM, if you want to execute Python, you can do it. Like how how I asked you to conduct whether we can conduct the Python class on main road, we can do this, but there could be a disturbance. Okay, so in order to get rid of this problems, okay, of disturbance, what program architects have done is they have created a dedicated space in RAM. Okay, dedicated space in RAM. I'm conducting the same class. If I were to conduct a class, I'll take a confined space, okay, closed confined space with all the setup tools installed up and live, like the projector, AC, your chairs, your everything, board, everything has to be set up, installed up and live to support your learning process. So that is what I do. That is what they have done with regards to this environment. They have created a dedicated space in RAM, okay, in which all the supporting tools are installed up and live to support your program execution process. Okay, so this dedicated space with all the supporting tools is called an environment. Okay, so it conducts your program execution. Now, your program execution, okay, hello, hello,
yes,
am I
Shrikant.
audible?
Yeah,
Hello?
Shrikant.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Okay, fine then. Now, where were we? Yes, talking about this public space. Okay, fine. So this environment is actually created inside the machine, Python's machine. Now, I'm a person, I'm a man or woman. If you would like to feel that environment, Python's environment, either you have to hear it, listen to it, or touch it. Since you cannot touch it or hear it, there's only one way is to look at it. How will we be able to see the Python's environment? When there is an interface created between the machine and man. Okay, that is the reason why it is called ideally. Okay, you see that the name is itself saying ideally Python 3.4 GUI. Okay, ideally is actually Python's environment with an interface. Okay, or just a face. Okay, to do your program execution, write something, execute it. Okay, so that's an ideally. It's an environment of Python. Okay, I just give an explanation what makes an environment. Okay, next is command line. Command line is an environment which is created in the command prompt or in your disk operating system. Okay, every system by default has two operating systems. One is your Windows or Linux or Mac or anything, and then second is your command prompt. Okay, or your DOS, disk operating system. Okay, so you can establish an environment in your Windows multi-graphic environment and also can create in command prompt, which is otherwise called command line. And this is how a command line looks like. This is how a command line looks like. Okay, a normal command prompt would look like this, something like this, isn't it? This is your normal command prompt. And this is your Python's command line. If you want to navigate from command prompt to command line, these are the steps to be followed. Open the versions folder that is installed in C and just type Python. It's an exe file. It will execute and create the environment of Python. Okay, this is how you navigate from your command prompt to command line. Okay, typing those commands, cd, create directory, and then type Python. That's it. It will open up Python's command line where you can start doing your code execution process. Okay, got it, guys?
Yes, Shrikant.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Now that's about command line. And next is your doc server. Doc server is actually a local host server, local host in the sense your own system server, which contains documents of Python modules, complete documentation of Python modules. Well, but this language is little tough to understand because it is too technical in nature. It is actually an enhanced document of previous version. If you do not know the previous version, then you would not be able to understand the current explanation. Okay, so these doc servers actually act as a reference guides for us in future while we are working for Python and we got stuck up somewhere syntax wise or otherwise, we go refer to these documents to understand if we have gone basically wrong somewhere. Okay, so these actually act as a reference guides for us. And the web version of this doc server is this option what we see over here. And this is the systems version. That is web version, and this is systems version. If this is Python's original documentation. If you ask me what book to read for Python, I'll say read this. Don't read any other documents. Okay, other documents are just in a perspective of an author. Okay, and that author would have read actually this documentation and then started writing that book. Okay, so if you want to read about Python, I recommend you to read this original documentation first. Okay, though it is little tough, but still try to make some sense out of it, and tomorrow you'll become used to it, used to that language. Okay, so Python 3.4.4, this is the version that I installed, and its original documentation is this. This is actually a help button. Okay, if you press F1 in the environment of Python, this page will open up. Okay, it's a documentation page, or otherwise Python manuals. Okay, next is uninstall Python. I don't think you need an explanation about this. Okay, so these are all the sub options of Python version that has been installed. And if you want to open the Python's environment in Windows multi-graphics screen, click ideally. Click on ideally. This is what you see as environment of Python. Okay, where did you see this write-up a little while ago? I think we have seen somewhere, right? Where did you see this? This write-up is already been shown up on screen in the other part. What was that?
I
Command.
mean, when you
Command line. Okay, command line also has the same write-up because it's the same environment. So the write-up would not change. It's the same environment. Okay, but this is into black and white screen. This is into your multi-graphic screen. That's it. Okay. Right. Now, what is it written over here? Python 3.4.4. Okay, released on December 20, night 8:20. It's a 64-bit version installed in your system. And it says type copyright credits or license for more information, which means it is asking us to type this to get some more information about the Python. And what is it over here? Over here, Python Software Foundation, that's the mother company, and these three are sister concerns. One is BOpen, this is in charge of the intellectual property rights of Python, and Corporation for National Research Initiatives. This wing of Python is actually responsible for creating new modules in Python for newer technologies and requirements. And Stitching Mathematics Centrum. This, my God, this is the busiest organization right now on the earth because artificial intelligence is a concept actually. Now it is a budding concept in the IT industry. This artificial intelligence need expertise in several technologies like Hadoop, Tableau, statistics, machine learning, Python, okay, and then some more smaller ones. So combining these, we don't have a separate module. We'll have to be, we'll have to have information about all these technologies to build artificial intelligence. But Python is right now striving to create something that is, it's an encapsulated, version of all these technologies, okay, in one place, so that building of artificial intelligence becomes much easier rather than learning each and every subject in detail and then going back to artificial intelligence. You just need to learn Python to build artificial intelligence and know how to use these modules. Okay, so it's not that easy. Stitching Mathematics Centrum is completely based on your statistics and mathematics, and experts in mathematics and statistics are actually working there. So right now it's the most busiest organization on the earth. Okay, if it is successful in creating modules of artificial intelligence, then I think even sitting at your home itself, you can create an artificial intelligence robot. Rather than going and working with teams, you can individually do that. Okay, Python is actually simplifying everything. Every possible technology that is done by a team now can be done by an individual. Okay, so it is actually simplifying everything. That is through automation or robotics or data science or artificial intelligence. That depends on the individual, but it is simplifying things. Okay, one place for every requirement, single window counter. Okay, right. Now this is Python. This is about Python. I mean, introduction on Python or installation of Python. Now we shall now slowly jump into the subject. Okay, have you all understood what I've discussed so far? If you have any questions, you can pose me now. I'll be stopping every now and then because I need to make sure that you're following me. Otherwise, it's of no use, right? So I'll stopping every now and then. If you don't ask questions, then I'll start posing the questions. I'm such a guy. So it's better if you ask me questions. Okay. Teja, Sailesh, fine.
Yeah, we're fine.
Yeah. You all speak Telugu, right?
Yeah.
ఓకే, తెలుగులో అంటారుగా ఫోర్స్ చేసి రిక్వెస్ట్ చేయడం అని, అలా ఉంటుంది అన్నమాట. మీరు క్వశ్చన్స్ అడగాల్సిందే, లేకపోతే నేను
అడుగుతాం. సో అది అవాయిడ్ చేయడానికి మేము అడుగుతాం.
రైట్, ఫైన్. సో నౌ yes, shell. Okay, this environment is otherwise called shell. In simple words, it's called shell. You can see on the title page, place here. It's called shell. Okay, the shell is basically a calculator. It's basically a simple calculator. It does all the simple calculations. It does all the simple calculations like these, arithmetic simple calculations. But it's simple, but very powerful. Simultaneously, it is powerful as well. Okay, such a big number, zillions number in split of seconds. It's very fast. Okay, Python shell is basically a calculator. Now, I'm going to ask you all a question. Okay, try to answer it. Even though you know, don't know it, try to guess. Okay, so if I'm typing 4 or 5 here and pressing enter, this 5 is got stored. 5 is got stored in some memory. What do you think that memory is? In which memory is 5 stored now?
The RAM?
Sorry?
In the RAM?
Is it ROM or RAM?
RAM.
Okay. What do you think, Mr. Shailesh? Is it Shailesh who answered me?
Yeah.
Yes. Teja, what do you think?
RAM.
Where is it stored? ROM or
RAM.
RAM?
RAM.
ROM. Okay. Well, actually, this value of 5 is stored in RAM because I told you that the environment itself is created inside RAM, right? Environment is created in a dedicated space of RAM. So obviously, whatever values you are entering there would definitely go into RAM. Okay?
Yeah.
Clear?
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, can I call this 5 again for further calculations? Let's say I would like to do another addition operation on that. Can I call that 5? Same 5?
Yeah. For that, you have to assign a variable for that.
No, with this current status, can I do it?
With this, we can do that one.
We can do that because if I want to call you, let's say Teja, if I would like to call you, I at least have to know your name or your phone number or your
Yeah.
address.
Yeah.
If I know your address, I don't have to know about your name or your phone number. So, since I do not know the file's memory address, I cannot call it.
Yeah.
It is stored somewhere in RAM. I'm sure about it, but I am not sure about the exact location of file in that RAM. So I cannot call it. That is the reason why we have variables in picture, because variables store the memory address of a value. It doesn't store the value, which means it does not store 4 here. It stores the memory address of 4. Okay, so whenever I ask for A, it throws 4. Clear, Shailesh?
Yes, Shrikant. Clear.
Yeah. So A is equal to 4 means I'm assigning the 4 value address to A, so that whenever I ask for A, it gives me 4. Right? Now 4's address is in A, but A is also stored somewhere, isn't it? This is also stored somewhere. Now how do I retrieve the A's memory address? Okay. Now before going to that, do you know any idea where variables are stored in any programming language or in any memory?
I mean, it will be defined in the path, all the environment variables, if I'm not wrong.
No. Well, actually, variables are stored in heap memory, HEAP, heap memory of RAM. Heap memory of RAM. Okay? Variables are always stored in heap memory of RAM. And if you want to retrieve the address of a variable, there's a separate function in Python called ID. ID of A. This is the memory address of A. Okay, and it is randomly allocated. That is why it is called RAM, isn't it? Random access memory.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you want to know further information about this ID, and if you are not sure with my explanation, not happy with my explanation, better what to do is use help. Help on ID. Help will actually give you the Python's documentation about that particular ID function. Can you please read that once from top till the bottom?
Help on built-in function ID, module built-ins.
No, don't read it out. You can read for yourself and try to understand. I'll ask anyway, what did you understand? Done reading?
Yeah.
Okay. So, what does this definition say? It says, don't read all this subject now. It really creates some confusion. As I told you, that language is not so easy. So just read this hint. It says it's objects, memory, address. Okay. So whatever object you pass into this ID function, it will throw the memory address of that object. Got it?
Got it.
Right. So now, since that it is throwing the memory address of a variable, don't ask for ID of 4. Okay, ID of values cannot be retrieved. Only variables can be retrieved through ID function. Clear?
Clear.
Right. I've seen so many guys asking me such questions, so I beforehand prompt them not to use. Okay. Right. So ID of A will give you the address of a variable. See, and one more thing, let me remind you that in Python, variables are otherwise called as objects. Okay, variables are called otherwise objects. And just keep this in mind, because when we anyway go into the OOPS concepts of Python, we'll understand them, understand it by syntaxes and programs very well. Okay, but until then, you understand this much, that it is actually the variables otherwise called object. Right. Now, if I assign b is equal to 5, okay, a is equal to 4 and b is equal to 5, and I do a plus b, it gives me 9. Now, can I call this 9 again? Same 9?
What is it?
Can I call this 9 again?
No, no.
For some
No,
more
we can.
calculations, I will call 9.
I
No,
mean,
Sorry?
you can't
can't
call
call
it.
that.
We cannot. Why? Because we don't have a variable which can hold that value, right? Values address. So it's better to write a statement like this: A is equal to C is equal to A plus B. So C holds 9.
Answer of A plus B. Yeah.
Right? Got the point now?
Yeah.
Okay. So this write up, whatever you have here, is called an expression. This is called an expression. Okay. Can if you have pen and paper with you, can you please note down the definition of an expression? Definitions would only be given for the first 2 classes, and then we'll have all programs. Okay.
Sure.
If you're ready with your pen and paper, let me know.
Yeah.
Done? Right. An expression is a combination of
Mm-hmm.
operands or variables and operators. Okay. Right. Now, see here, C, A, B are your variables or operands. Now, is equal to plus is addition operator. What is equal to? What type of operator is it? Any idea?
No.
Any idea about is equal to? What is it called as? It's called assignment operator. Okay, assignment operator. So what is happening here? If I say f is equal to c, okay, then f holds what?
A plus B.
Sorry?
A plus B value.
So F says 9. So what is it exactly that is being stored now, that is being shared now?
C is assigned to F.
So the value of C is assigned to F?
Yeah.
No. Well, actually the address of 9, okay, which is held by C, okay, is given to F. So F and C, both the variables are now referring to the same memory address. Got the point? Assignment operator is not about assigning the values from one variable to another variable. Assignment operator actually does the sharing of a memory address of a value to another variable.
Okay.
But
This
will
is very
memory address,
important.
so will memory address changes from, I mean, every time for the same
No,
value?
it
It
does not
won't.
change as long as you are using the same variable.
No. Yeah. So the same value for the same value, there will be same memory address, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Okay. So if I do A plus B again, that too, I don't know whether you're asking in this perspective or not. If I do another A plus B, this 9 is again stored elsewhere. This 9 memory location and this 9 memory location are different. Okay. So as long as I'm using the same variable, I'll be sharing the address of that same 9.
Okay.
Okay. Clear?
Yeah.
Right. So it's like, I've got the 4BS Institute address with me, address card with me. And when you ask me for the address of 4BS or a copy of that, I'll do a Xerox, I'll just photocopy it and give you the address. But I don't give you the institute to you, isn't it? So
Yeah.
it's like that, giving a value to the variable. You don't give a value to the variable, you just give the address of that institute. So whatever changes that happens to the institute will apply to both of us, isn't it?
Yes.
Right. So this is a very important, very smallest idea in Python basics, which most of us tend to forget and do mistakes. Okay. So it's assignment operator which shares the address of a value and doesn't share the value itself. Right. Now moving on to the next topic, which is the other operators apart from your plus, minus, star, and division. There are other operators which are. Can you please note them down line by line? Double star, line by line, one below the other. Double slash and percentile. Okay, double star, double slash, and percentile. So every operator has a name. So I want you to write down the name beside to it. This is called power of or exponent operator. Power of or exponent operator. This is called quotient operator. And this is reminder operator. Just note them down. I'll fetch some water. Okay, I'll just get some water for me. Just note them down.
Yeah.
Yep. Right. So have you noted them down, Teja and
Yes.
Shailesh?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now let's start with double star. If I write 4 double star 3, okay, what could be the answer? Or let me take a simple figure. Yeah. What will be the answer? It's power of operator, isn't it? So guess, try to just guess. What could be the possible answer?
So 16.
Okay, it's 16. So 4 square is fine. Then how do I get the square root of 4? Square root of 4 using double star. Any ideas?
2.
No, that is okay. Square root of 4 is 2, I know that. But how do you write there and get the answer?
I mean 2 star star. Uh,
2 star star what?
I mean 2 star star 1.
2 star star
1.
1. 2 star star 1. It's 2. Direct 2, isn't it? You are doing 2 power 1. What did I ask? For square root of 4, isn't it? Teja,
Yeah.
any solution? Just try to guess. If you don't give me the correct answer, doesn't make any difference.
Uh, 4 star star
4,
star star.
4 star star. Nothing else after that.
That's it.
Okay, it gives us syntax error because you need to have another number on the other side.
So for that square root, do we need to use some other operator instead of star star?
No, 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 the same operator, star star.
Okay.
Actually, you can do it. That is the reason why I am still waiting.
No idea, Srikanth. Sorry.
Okay. What about others? Other person? Okay. 4 double star 1 by 2. 4 power 1 by 2 is otherwise square root of 4, isn't it?
Yeah.
Guys, remember?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you can write 4 power 1 by 2. And if you want to find out cube root, just write 27 double star 1 by 3. So you can find out any complex roots using double star operator actually. That is the reason why I wanted to explain this part. Clear?
Yeah.
Fine, fine. Moving on to the next operator, which is double slash. Okay, double slash. Now what is 5 by 2? Answer.
2.5.
Everyone must be 2.5. Yes. Then what could be 5 double slash 2 then?
Portion like
Sorry? See, don't see. The point is, my way of explanation is first question would be posed. Why? Because I want you to think in parallel with me.
yeah.
Okay, even with the programs or the smallest examples, I want you to first guess. So guessing is the starting stage of learning. Okay, I want you to start guessing it. Even if it is wrong, no problem. You can correct it.
Like
But
second
I want you
2.5.
to start parallelly. Yeah.
Second 2.5.
Yes. Sorry.
2.5. It's a quotient, right?
2.5. How about Teja?
It's 2.5. Teja is speaking. Yeah.
Teja. Okay. Shailesh, what do you think?
Quotient operator. I mean, it was doing for twice, maybe.
Oh, okay. It's dividing twice.
Yeah.
Okay. So, well, actually, this double slash operator is called quotient operator. Quotient in the sense, if you remember your childhood days of doing division, okay, I just do it here. Example. 2 twos are 4. Remainder is 1. So this 2 is your quotient. Quotient. And 1 is the remainder. That's it. But the takeaway here from this calculation is that you'll have to do only one step calculation. You must not go until the remainder becomes 0.
Okay.
You
Okay.
must stop the first step, and the resultant values are your quotient and remainder. That's the
Okay.
takeaway.
Okay.
Okay, so 5 double slash 2 gives us 2. Okay, then what is 25 double slash 7 then? Both of you try to answer.
3.
3.
Right. So what is 4789 double slash 10?
478.
478.
Sorry, 4789.
4789.
So 478. 478.
78. Yeah.
Yeah, 478. That's only one step calculation. Okay.
Yeah.
And the remaining value is your actually the remainder.
Okay.
Got it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. These are your other 3 operators apart from your general arithmetic operators: double star, double slash, and percentile. Clear?
Yeah. Got it.
Right. Now, next topic is data types. There are so many data types in Python. I'll start from the basic 3. Okay. First is integer. Can you please note them down line by line? Integer
Mm-hmm.
first line. Second is float. Okay. And third is string. Data types. I'll just give you the definition of integer. Okay. And then wrap this class. Tomorrow we'll discuss further about float, string, and their importances. Okay.
Yeah.
String is the most powerful data type, and it's the default data type of Python. Python's default data type is string. Okay,
Okay.
heard it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So integer definition, please note down the integers definition. Any decimal number, write down any decimal number in brackets base 10, in brackets base 10, between minus infinity to plus infinity, between minus infinity to infinity is called integer, an integer. So any base 10 number or your decimal numbers between minus infinity to plus infinity is called an integer. Okay, and also please note down the float definition as well. Float definition. Float definition as well. Any decimal point number, any decimal point number for float, I am saying decimal point number between minus infinity to plus infinity. Decimal point, please remember this part. Decimal and point number between minus infinity to plus infinity is called float. Okay, right now if I say a is equal to 4, okay, there's a function called type in Python, type of a. It gives me the data type of value that is referred in a. Okay, it says integer class, int class. Okay, type of a. And if I say a is equal to 5.6 and ask for type of a, it says float. You know, other languages have got several other data types apart from this integer floats like long double, long float, all longs and all different. But Python has simplified them into just three. One is integer, second is float, third is string. That's it. Okay, simplified, very simplified. Okay, understood, guys?
Yeah. Yes, Shrikant.
Right. So we'll meet again tomorrow. Okay, we'll meet again tomorrow same time and continue this discussion. Okay, and tomorrow's topic would probably be about data type, further discussion on data types and type conversions, and then we'll do basic operations on strings and one first program of Python. Okay, tomorrow. That's about how Python executes any program. It's all about basics, so it will be very slow. Okay, you might feel a little boredom, but this is very important. You have to be, you have to stay focused. Okay.
Yeah, not really. We're not feeling boredom. Like even if it's slower, it's better to us.
That's
Thanks for
fine
that.
then. Okay. We'll keep this going on. Yep. Yes.
So how about this, Shrikant? Like, so the total duration is like 45 days.
Yes. Hour a day, 25 days.
Hour a day and 5 days a week or 7 days a week?
5 days a week. 5 days a week.
Okay.
Saturday,
Okay.
Sunday, I have to take a leave. Otherwise, my wife
Yeah,
will
no,
kill me.
yeah, just asking. We don't want to be, but just checking it.
I'm just saying, yeah, it's just 5 days.
Sure. Thanks for that.
Okay.
Thank you.
And
Thank you, Shrikant.
thank
See you.
you for
Bye.
joining.
Take
Bye.
care.